Hello, and thank you all so much for watching this tarot reading for Jungkook's future relationship. Jungkook, the member of the BTS. Now, many of you have requested this reading. I will be doing a three-card spread using the major and minor arcana of the Rider Waite tarot deck. Now, as I shuffle these cards together, I do so over Jungkook's image, thinking on the future and the potential for this person in the moving relationships. And as I do so, any cards that stand out, like these here, become part of this reading. And, it's no coincidence that they speak to us, they stand out in this way. Sometimes the card might fall out on the desk, and I keep it there. And in this way, it has chosen to become part of this person's destiny and their path. It has chosen to speak out and become part of the story. Now, I'm just doing a three-card spread here. We're looking at past, present, and future. And I have shuffled these cards extensively. So, in terms of Jungkook's past, his previous relationships, the Tower, my word. Okay, we should never really be scared of the Tower and what this means. A lot of people, um, become a little overcautious when looking at this sign, and actually sometimes it's part of a necessary cycle in order to discover new growth, that there needs to be some destruction. And in order for there to be a fall, there needs to be a rise in the first place. The Tower is, being the 16th card of the major arcana. In numerology, it's not an altogether positive sign. It kind of tallies up with calamity, with um, distress, with loss. But as I say, it's actually part. It's a necessary part of this person's struggle, their path, their destiny, and this is the past for them. So luckily, in fact, I think we've gotten some of the worst out of the way. This he's had um, tumultuous calamity in his relationships in the past. We're looking at a tarot reading for relationships, and in terms of his past, we see two people in this image. We see how they've fallen. We see them separating. We see them coming apart. We see destruction here, and we see an unfortunate um, an unfortunate uh, decline here. This is not something that was necessarily any one person's fault. And actually, as I've mentioned, in order to fall from such great heights, we have to achieve great things. And it might well be that his career was something of an obstacle in the way of these two people and their union working, their relationship working. It might be that the tower itself represents his career in this scenario, and the two people falling, the two people separating, the decline, the destruction of the relationship represents Jungkook and his previous partner, whoever that might be. I'm not certain. I'm just interpreting what the cards are saying. It could also be that Jungkook felt the relationship itself was a threat to his career. Either way, this was a necessary part of his destiny in terms of his relationships in his life. Now, let us look at his present circumstances when it comes to his relationships before finally looking at his future. Okay, Ten of Cups reversed. Initially, when I look at this card, I think of an ideal outcome. It's been turned on its head. We're looking at the potential for unrealistic expectation, unrealistic aspirations and outcomes from a union. Again, we're looking at a relationship here, completely random. These cards are seemingly drawn. But look, we have a partnership. We have a partnership. We have a partnership. It seems so utterly coincidental. The image itself is utterly glorious and happy, prosperous. It is a powerful image of peace and happiness, but it is turned on its head. The couple stand here looking at the good times, looking at things ahead, looking at what could be for the future, but it is reversed. Are there some unnecessary, unrealistic, um, you know, too much imagination is going on here. There's I mean, when we look at such a joyous image and think of what this could mean in opposite terms, is something holding him back? Is he restricted from that which he feels so close to at this moment? Perhaps there is someone in his life at the moment, but he feels it's not possible somehow for him to be happy with this person. Perhaps he is uh, interested in someone. Perhaps he's trying to make it work, but in some way it's just not possible. Perhaps there's some sort of loss here in terms of his heart, his desire. This could be things that he feels he needs in his life, but perhaps they don't actually serve him. As I say, this could be unrealistic expectations and desires and needs and feelings about what he could have and what he wants. But it's not quite as it seems. Maybe he's placing too much expectancy in what a relationship should be on who he feels um, maybe he's being too picky. Maybe he is being unrealistic in his expectations. My feeling is that he is not allowing himself at this present time to have what we see in his image. He is a barrier towards his own um, happiness in relationships at this time. Now we shall see what we see for the future. Page of Cups reversed. Okay, fascinating. So the Page of Cups here, we see a young man. Let's have a look at this just faced up. And if we just have a little look at this image and what we see here, um, we see a young man with the potential here, nothing but potential and promise, great things ahead. He's looking towards receiving a vision, something that can be cultivated and nurtured into growing into something that is prosperous and happy, that's providing happiness and positivity. There's an idea, a concept at play here. This is a very positive sign, except we see it reversed. What does this mean? Classically, the Page of Cups represents a new romantic interest with the possibility of conceiving a child. However, we see this reversed. It could be that his future partner sees Jungkook as immature herself. Perhaps she doesn't see this relationship as something that he might not be committed to. She might feel that insecure about his commitment to the relationship. She might be feeling insecure about other women, which is quite understandable. And it might be that there is an overall insecurity in the beginning when it comes to this. It could well be that, in fact, young Cook has in feelings of a lack of commitment around his new relationship. In other words, in future, his next relationship, he might not be feeling so committed. There might be a feeling of insecurity, and it's likely because of his past experiences, what we see with the tower, and his present feelings as well. Him having these unrealistic, potentially expectations about who might best work, who he might be best suited to. It could be that, in fact, he has regrets from a past relationship, that he has yet to fully grow. It might be that, in fact, young Cook requires more time and reflection on self-development and self-awareness, self-understanding before actually committing himself to a new relationship. Otherwise, there could be insecurity here and doubt and regret from previous experiences could well seep into and in some way toxify a future relationship for young Cook. So my advice um, would be, in fact, to to take time and self-reflect and to understand the current feelings, to work on the self, and to learn to love the self and understand the self before attempting to commit into any, um, kind of long-standing relationship. So that is my tarot reading for Jungkook's future relationship. I'm sorry, it's not more positive. He knows what he could have and what he should have, and it's really down to the amount of time that Jungkook takes to reflect and take stock on his present circumstances in order to turn this present scenario that he's in right now and reflect, reevaluate, and really learn about the self in order to change his perspectives, change his views on himself and others in terms of potential relationships. I do hope you have enjoyed this tarot reading for Jungkook's future relationship. Please let me know what your thoughts are, and thank you for watching. Please subscribe.